Duck, duck, goose? No. How about duck, duck, Ethan Frank, as the kid has got another one tonight? Caps win by shutout 3-0 over the Anaheim Ducks. And what a solid hockey game, a mature hockey game played by your Washington Capitals here tonight. Let's get into it, babes. First period, it is a great first period played by the Washington Capitals. First, we have got a goal by what turned out to be Brandon Duhaime, actually. But upon first glance, it certainly looked as if this was Jacob Chychrun's goal here, as Chychrun walks down from his position at the blue line, carries the puck on down, rifles a shot on net, and then gets his own rebound here, and appears to just put it straight into the net. However, upon further review, they would say that it did clip off of Brandon Duhaime at some point. Duhaime, he was stationed in front there, setting a screen, always a great thing to do. Go to the net, kids. That's how you get rewarded here, and Brandon Duhaime does. So Dewey gets the goal here. Like I said, it clipped off him apparently at some point here, off of some limb of his, one or another, and finds its way into the back of the net. So Dewey getting credit for the goal here. But yeah, the primary assist, and it was a great one, to Jacob Chychrun, and then Nick Dowd as well on the secondary assist. So it is 1-0 Caps. And then still in the first period, we finally get a John Carlson goal that counts here. This one finally for Johnny, not being called back after a coach's challenge for once. He has obviously had an incredible, absurd number of his goals called back this season after coaches' challenges for goaltender interference. But yeah, there was nothing here that was challengeable at all. Alex Ovechkin crashing the net hard on this one, setting a little bit of a screen. Setting a little bit of a distraction, certainly, to the side of the goaltender there, but he does not touch the goaltender. And so that is important, as like I said, there is absolutely nothing challengeable about this goal. Thankfully for John Carlson, finally he sees one hit the back of the net for himself that will count. And so it is 2-0 Caps. John Carlson absolutely wiring this one past the Ducks netminder. And then right after John Carlson has just scored to make it 2-0 Caps, he almost then makes it 3-0 Caps immediately afterwards here as he rings the crossbar, ting, in behind Ducks netminder John Gibson. So it was almost 3-0 there, and John Carlson almost had his second goal of the first period. But overall, the first period does end 2-0 for the Caps. And they outshoot the Ducks 12-9 in the first period, which is great. However, the shot attempts were even more lopsided, holy moly, as the Caps, they rack up the shot attempts 29-14 in their favor for the Washington Capitals, that is, in the first 20 minutes. So a dominant first period by the Caps, and second period, it is a McNugget minute goal by Ethan Frank. Frankie, he has got 2 goals and 3 points in 3 games here since being called up from the Hershey Bears to make his NHL debut. Not bad for your first 3 games in the show, kid. Not bad at all. And yeah, I mean, these aren't cookies for the kid here. These have all been massively important points coming at key times during these games. His first NHL point in his first NHL game was a primary assist that tied the game against the Montreal Canadiens in the third period. After he turned a nothing play into something, by the way, beating out an icing call and then making a very nice move to escape the Habs defender behind the net before feeding a perfect pass out front to Lars Eller for the tying goal in that game. Then his first NHL goal in his second NHL game was the game winner, right? In the third period against the Nashville Predators, breaking the tie late in that close game on the road in Smashville. So a huge play there for, like I said, the game-winning goal for his first ever NHL goal in just his second NHL game. And then this goal tonight, it's a big one yet again here to give the Caps some separation on the scoreboard as they head into the third period. period. And I mean, he just rips this thing here, Frankie does. Past John Gibson, long thought of, right, to be one of the very best goaltenders in the National Hockey League. At least he's been thought of that way for a very, very long time. He beats him clean here, Ethan Frank does. Just rips this thing, like I said, right past him. There's no screen, nothing like that. It was a play that started back in the Capitals' own zone. Brandon Duhaime, some beautiful work along the boards. And essentially, makes the clear from his own defensive zone to spring Pierre-Luc Dubois with Ethan Frank on a 2-on-1. And Pierre-Luc Dubois, beautiful pass over to Ethan Frank. He feeds it over to Ethan Frank here, nice and early, gives the kid all the time he needs to take the shot that he wants. I think Dubois was wanting Frank to shoot this thing. Ethan Frank has a great shot. Like if you haven't watched this kid before with the Hershey Bears, he is a goal scorer. He is known for scoring goals. He has led the American Hockey League in goals before at many points since he has joined the Hershey Bears over these last couple of seasons, and obviously back-to-back Calder Cup champion as well. So he knows how to score the big goal as well, right? But yeah, he's a goal scorer. He's known for scoring goals. He's known for having a great shot. And of course, he is known for his speed as well, as we have seen throughout these first 3 games that he has played so far. But yeah, I mean, Pierre-Luc Dubois, he feeds this thing over to Ethan Frank nice and early. He wants the kid to get a shot at it here. Beautiful pass by Pierre-Luc Dubois. And Ethan Frank, like I said, just absolutely buries this thing past John Gibson for the 3-0 lead. So Ethan Frank, like I said, his second goal in just 3 National Hockey League games in his career so far. What a start for the kid here in Washington. He has been so much fun to watch already, and have always had fun watching him with the Hershey Bears as well. So Ethan Frank getting it done here once again. This is a great way for him to try and stay in the lineup here. Certainly, providing this offense here from that third line wing position. And yeah, assists on the goal. Like I said, Pierre-Luc Dubois with the primary assist, the beautiful pass over to Frank. And Brandon Duhaime as well gets a secondary assist for his effort in his own defensive zone. Like I said, breaking that puck out and getting it up to PLD, springing them, those 2 guys, Pierre-Luc Dubois and Ethan Frank, on the 2-on-1 was Brandon Duhaime from his own defensive end. So great work there by Dewey as well. So 3-0 Caps, and that is how the second period would end. And the Caps allow only 2 shots against, by the way, in the second period. For those of you keeping track at home, the Washington Capitals playing some unbelievable defense this season, and that continues here in the second period. Like I said, allowing just 2 measly shots on net to the Anaheim Ducks in these 20 minutes. And since there was no scoring to speak of in the third period, 3-0 Caps, that would be your final score. So a great game played defensively here tonight by the Washington Capitals, just as they have done pretty much all season. Allowing only 19 shots on goal here to the Anaheim Ducks. So that is a great, great effort defensively by the Capitals. And then they score, of course, 3 goals of their own to go along with it as well. So a very complete 60-minute effort, you could call it. That is always what we strive for, even if it is somewhat realistic in hockey. I always like to kind of say that because we always want 60 minutes, but the other team, they show up to play as well. They want to win too. And they are all professional athletes over on the other side as well. So it is hard to get a 60-minute game in this league, in the National Hockey League. But the Caps, they come pretty damn close to it, as close as you can get to it, I would say, tonight with this 3-0 shutout victory. And like I said, allowing only 19 shots on goal. All right, babes, that is going to be it for this one. Thank you all so much, as always, for tuning in. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all just so much in general for all of your support this season. You guys have been so great. Always watching these videos, always hitting the like button, hitting the share button, sharing them with your fellow Caps fans. Love to see that. I appreciate that so much. and commenting on these videos as well. The YouTube algorithm really loves the comments. So thank you guys so much for always commenting on these videos as well. And I love reading your guys' comments. Some great stuff coming from my fellow Washington Capitals fans. I always get a kick out of some of the comments. You guys leave some really funny stuff there for me to read. So even though I don't always have time to answer the comments, especially right now as I'm trying to catch up on these videos that I got way behind on with that flooding that you guys know about within my condo here. Still trying to catch up, so haven't had a lot of spare time on my hands. But even though I don't always get time to respond to all of the comments, just know that I do see them. I do read every single one of them, and I do love and appreciate every single one of them. And yeah, you guys are so great. So thank you all again, babes, so much for being here. Until next time, and as always, baby, let's go, Caps.